and it is a criminal offense to commit the crime itself. That also carries imprisonment. So psychological abuse is not something that we should take lightly, especially for our young people. Mental health, you break down mental health, you've lost your soul. You are not good to society. You're not good to anybody when you are mentally broken. If you can't fix yourself, if you're not mentally stable, you can't help your children. You can't help anybody. So when you break somebody's mental health, you break somebody down mentally, for me, you have indirectly killed them because they can't function. They can as well just be a walking body. So we must not allow our children, our society, to do that to us, to our women, to our children, to the future. It is something that is not recognized in Africa as a disease. But mental health is a big issue, and it is what is affecting the society today. Today, it is one of the biggest sickness and biggest health issues that we have in society. So for me, it's very important that we recognize that it is criminal. It is criminal, and we have to see it as criminal. And we have to be prepared with knowledge. You know, they used to say, information is power. Knowledge is power. If you know your rights, you can stand on them. If you know your rights, you can stand up. And don't ever, all the things I wanted to say, I trust her. She has covered it. But I want to say something else that is very important. We get our children to the streets where they mentally break down. You know why I say that? Because of our culture. This culture that says the children has to look after the parent. Without society, we pay. There's government. They're supposed to provide that support for people in need of care. When you put an 18-year-old, 19-year-old in charge of somebody that is in need of care, that 19-year-old will eventually break down mentally, because they become the carer for the parents. Our society, that contributes. Our children are not meant to be carer for the parents, because the children are self. Even if they're carer for the parents, the society must support them. There must be support network that enable them to do this without mentally breaking down. Imagine a teenager that looks after a dad that is sick. That's when she was giving the example. I could relate to that because we are seeing a lot of that in the United Kingdom. A teenager that takes the role of the father and at the same time still wants to be a teenager. Still has to go to school. Still has to look after the sibling. Still have to look after the parents. You put all of that on a 19-year-old with the society just backing off. She has nowhere to turn to. She's become the breadwinner as well as the carer. That person will eventually break down. This is why we're saying to our government, we have NGO that supports women domestic. What is the government doing to support them and this NGO to make sure there's a balance? Because when you don't have a balance, you don't have anything. The other thing that I think is missing, this is not what I wanted to come and speak on. She's already spoken on what I wanted to come and speak on. The other thing that I think is missing in our society, and I'm holding you accountable, Honorable, is because we have no safe home. You can't send an abused person back into that abuse home. It is not right. They will psychologically be tormented because the abuser knows he has gotten away with it and you are coming back. You have nowhere to go. Once you identify psychological abuse, once you identify domestic violence, it is wrong as a society for us to send that abused person back into that home. This is where government have failed us as a society. And this is where we are going to pick up. Because I've gone around every nook and corner of Lagos and I don't find a single safe home for domestic victims. I don't find a safe home for people that are in need. I should be able to step out of a violent environment and say I can go. There's something in the UK that is called supported housing. Once you are identified by such NGOs as this person is suffering from domestic abuse, it needs, let's do that separation between the husband and the wife. But where will it go? It doesn't have the resources, no money. Where do we take them? There must be a supported housing or a safe home to refer them to. We have such. There are plenty of such in the UK, and it's specifically for people in that category, where they feel safe, they get advice, they get support, they get physical, emotional, financial support to bring back their humanity. Because what you have done is taking the humanity away from the person. To bring them back to their confident level, they can go back and be productive in the society. But we lack that here. So the NGO works non-stop, and it seems like we're not seeing results. The child eventually turn out to be an abuser themselves because they don't get that help. In school, they don't get that help. In education, they don't get that help. Nobody gives them that help. So we have to take an holistic approach to these things when we talk. We have to bring our legislators, we have to bring government into this and ask. You can only ask NGO to do so much. They will talk to you, encourage you. That is how you get out of the soap. Don't argue, just run out of the room, don't do this. But where are you running to? Psych counseling, did they offer counseling? You see, in that support home, they offer counseling. You sit down, you speak to professionals. So when you get, the people do 3-4 months in that home, once they've done it, they become a productive member of the society. So we must hold our government accountable. We must hold our representative accountable, not just for roads, not just, but for our children, for our women, for our laws. We must hold them accountable. And I want to assure you that we, as a responsible, with compassion, because if you don't have compassion, you can't help anybody. Yes. You can't help anybody but yourself. So if we come out as society and see, and our mothers are also responsible, everybody is responsible, we're all collectively responsible, that we must change the mindset and the dynamics in which we used to run our society. To be abused is not a sin, and it is not your fault. And the greatest abuser that we have seen in the statistics that we have gone, you will see that if I show you statistics about statistics, in the UK, the domestic violence is not as high as abuse that women give on each other. The abuse you suffered in the office, you suffer in just friendship relationship. They tell you more because you have a friend, and the essence of your friends, like Mama say, sometimes you just want to talk to somebody. You don't need anything from them. But instead of giving that listening ear, they turn it around like the examples they've given here. So we need to be a friend to each other. We need to be able to recognize the signs of abuse in our fellow women beings, in each other. If we do that, we have nicked it before it gets worse. Like Barrister was saying, if you are my friend, you should know when I'm completely withdrawn. You should know that something is wrong with me if you're truly my friend. And that's some of the things that Even in schools, they train the teachers to pick up. You should know when a child has been abused. You should know when a child is suffering. Most of the children that are carers, that are carers of their parents, are in the UK, are normally picked up from school. That something is wrong with this child. Before they discover that, oh, this is the one that is being the mom and the dad in the house, because the mom is sick or because they don't have, and they bring the institution to step in and they help out. So let us be true friends to each other. If we're true friends to each other, we can see the signs of something is wrong. I didn't say go and put your mouth in people's marriage, but no, jokes apart. So she has touched on most of the things that I wanted to speak about. A safe home, because it pains me when I know women have nowhere to go. If I hold local governments responsible, build this block of flat, build this housing, support housing for victims, for people of abuse. Don't sell it to them. We're not selling, we're renting. We're not even renting. We're providing the first level of escape. And for the appropriate time, as they're coming out, picking them. I'll stay here 3-4 months, then we move you to the next level that you can. So that is necessary in our society, and that's what I'm going to work with her to achieve and it's very important. And I'm going to tax our representative here. We must provide one, and in that place you will also see counselors, counseling. You see counseling going on. You can come in for counseling. You can come in at the day center. You can come in if you're a extreme case, as a living center. That's what government is all about. It's about the art to service to the people, and that's what we come to offer. Thank you very much.
Excellent. I can't thank you enough. I find I am here. She's exceptionally busy, but she came here. I had actually been talking to her about this group. Domestic Violence Anonymous has been running since 2014. We have been having this support group since 2014. Every month. We used to do it at Golden Tulip. Then we moved to the you won't be able to do it. Because he's very open about it. He talks about it, you know. And he was telling me he would love to go back to architecture. But you know, he's not current. So that's like, let her hold this one.
Please be confident. You are men and women of valor. Nothing should never make you be weak. Nothing. You see, when somebody is coming at you, just know they're coming at you from their weak point of view. You can always attack you because they are weak, and they must tear you down to be strong. So if you believe in yourself, like Joe Austin always says, when you get in the morning, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. You say that to yourself, and you can stand anything coming. If you are made in the image of your maker, that means you are wonderfully and fearfully made. He says he made them men and female. He didn't say men. He didn't say male. He said male and female, made in the image of him. So if we take it to the religion, which is what Nigeria is all about, Africa, we believe so much in our faith and our religion. So you have to believe, if you are made in the image of somebody that created heaven and earth in 7 days, you are special. You're wonderfully and fearfully made. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Once again, good morning, everybody. My name is Foluke Osafile. You know, thank you for this privilege. Thank you for this honor. You know, Amuwo of the constituency. Thank you so much. And it's a privilege that Warren Rose Foundation is based in Western Town. So, my sister, we will work together. This morning I had meetings with some NGOs from UK. They were originally from US. UK, and they were talking about the youth. I said, yes, I wrote it down. You are among the people I want for the youth. And now we're a rose for the women.
Yeah.
My sister. Little knowledge that I've had counseling from the church. I have a diploma in behavioral management. So with that, everything you're talking about is not completely strange. And one thing is, if a woman is in an abusive relationship, and you say, because of my children, I will remain here, I will die here. Honestly, the children you will raise may not likely be balanced children. And that will be, a rippling effect on the society. So, first and foremost, for a woman to endure that kind of relationship or life, it has to do with your low self-esteem. Women's empowerment is very, very key. You need to have your own money. A teenager once asked me, can I start dating? Can I have a boyfriend? Can I get married? I said, when you start earning money, by yourself. When you start earning your own money, you will manage to that go to your hotel. Your own money is your own.
I'm going to give each one.
And my grace of God, I've come to realize that even millionaire wife,
I give
they have jobs. They are doing something for themselves. There are some jobs to be done. So every woman,
I'll be at the Marriott. I have a few minutes there. The coach here, the former boss. I'm coming to get out tomorrow. I'm on live TV, for live TV. Okay, what time are you coming? I'll call you. I'll be there till about 2. Okay. I'll just find out where you are. If someone will come back. Yes, because I really wanted us to know. I'm pleased with how rushing because I'm finished. I wanted to take a picture. You can sit down. Okay. I can leave.